Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is kind of a random video, but the day I am filming this, I actually got my appendix removed 4 years ago today. I've always thought this story is kind of like, not funny, but it's just kind of different and not like how you would expect for an appendectomy to go. So I thought I'd share this because I always think it's fun, like kind of telling people. So I have like a script. I wrote everything down so I would like remember what had happened because this was 4 years ago. There probably are going to be some pictures in here, so I'll put up the timestamps of where they are just in case you have like a weak stomach. You can go ahead and skip through those, but yeah, if you're interested in this video, just keep on watching. Alright, so this is way back in freshman year in high school. I'm now a freshman in college. So this was 4 years ago. This was in 2015. So this whole story started on like a Thursday afternoon. I remember I was outside waiting for the bus to come pick me up so it could drop me off at home because I was leaving school that day. So I was outside, I was waiting, and my stomach, I felt like a little bit of pain. Nothing too bad. I was just like, oh, that's like kind of weird. It was kind of a different pain, like nothing I'd like ever felt before. So I'm like, oh, this is like kind of different. I didn't really think anything of it at the time, so I got on the bus, you know, whatever. It was like a 20-minute bus ride. I get home. My sister was actually playing basketball that day, so I had my mom, my dad, my grandparents came to see her, so we were all sitting at this middle school maybe like an hour or so later, and the whole time telling my mom, like, Mom, like my stomach, like it feels weird, like it doesn't feel right, I don't know what's going on, you're fine, it's probably nothing. You know, the game keeps going and my stomach like still doesn't feel great, and they're like, you know, maybe you should take some medicine. So after her game, my grandparents had like, I think BC in their truck, I guess, like headache medicine, and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. I didn't think anything was gonna happen, but I took it and I like got kind of felt better, I guess. So we went to dinner and I did not have an appetite. We went to Outback. I had zero appetite. I didn't want to eat, which is not common for me. So everyone's like, are you good? Like, you know, what's going on? I ended up getting like a baked potato or something, and I like kind of ate it. I kind of felt better. You know, it was just kind of like, it really didn't do anything. So my parents are actually divorced, and my mom and my dad both remarried. So with my mom, my sister, my stepdad, and me, we always went on like these family group trips to Luray Caverns with like this whole big thing. There's probably like 15 to 20 families that went. So this was probably like our 10th year going or something like that. So we've been going for quite a while. So this was kind of our tradition. So we left after dinner to come up here, which next to my school, it's probably like half an hour or so away. It's not that far, which is kind of funny. We're driving at night. We're like coming up here and my stomach still like, it feels just weird. It was like kind of on the side, like I couldn't really pinpoint exactly where it was. I just knew it hurt like somewhere over there. I didn't know if I'd heard it like in gym or like whatever the case may be. So we're driving up here. It was about a 2.5 to 3 hour car ride, and we finally get there and like we're unpacking and we're doing all this stuff, and I'm bending down, I'm getting up, and like I don't know, like I had to sit down, my stomach hurt. So yeah, that happened. So I'm one of the older kids that went on these trips, so I was probably, I think, like the third oldest out of like 20 to 30 kids. So all the little kids wanted to play with us. So I decided, yeah, you know, my stomach hurts, let's go get some exercise, you know, whatever, thinking that like that would maybe help. So we're running around playing, I don't even know, flashlight tag or something. We're running around playing, and my stomach like actually felt kind of better. Like I guess like all the like pressure on my like, I don't know how to explain it, but I mean, I remember like not feeling as bad because I remember for most of the night I was sitting at the campfire next to my mom, and she's like, no, like go out, go play, go have fun. I'm like, okay, like, you know, my stomach really hurts, but like it's fine. So that was Thursday night. The next day, Friday, October 16th. I was 14 at the time, so like my sleeping, like I've always been kind of an early bird, but I woke up this morning probably like 7 o'clock, and how it was bunk beds. So there was 2 rooms. There was like the front room and then the back room. So I slept in the front room on the top bunk. No one slept underneath me, and then in the back room my sister slept on the top and my mom slept on the bottom. I literally woke up like I could not move. My stomach hurt so bad, like I was literally cramping. I did not know what was going on. Again, it was a pain that I had never felt before. Like I didn't know what was going on. I like went and woke up my mom. I'm like, Mom, like you need to come here, like I don't know what's going on, blah 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 blah. And she's like talking to me, she's like, Katie, like there's no patient first, like there's no, you know, whatever, you're gonna have to go to the hospital. Thinking like, you know, if she said I was gonna have to go to the hospital, I wouldn't want to go. And I'm like, no, like we need to go, like let's go right now. So she's like, oh my god, like this, you know, this is probably serious now, like, you know, what's going on? So we don't know anything that's going on. Probably like 30-ish minutes later, because we had to pack up all of our stuff because we were, you know, camping. So it was just me and my mom that went to the hospital, and like on the way I'm like on WebMD, just curious, you know, like I don't really believe that kind of stuff. I just wanted to like know what it could possibly be. So I'm on there and I'm like looking, and like the one thing that I do know about appendix and like appendectomy appendectomies and stuff like that, is the pain that I felt was started on my right side and moved to like where my belly button was. And that's like the one indicator for sure that it's like appendicitis, I guess. Like that's like the distinction between like a menstrual cramp or like an appendicitis or like a gallbladder or something like that. So I remember like that was like a for sure feeling that I felt, and I remember seeing that on WebMD. I'm like, crap, like, you know, I could have appendicitis. Like this is for real. Like this is scary. We're driving to the hospital. I'm like texting my friends because, you know, it's Friday, so they're at school. I was up in Luray on a trip with my family. So I remember texting my one friend Emily, and I'm like, Emily, like I think I have appendicitis. She's like, no, that's like really uncommon. Like you're not gonna have that, especially in kids. Like you're not gonna have it. I'm like, no, like I seriously like have a gut feeling I have appendicitis. She's like, there's no way. I'm like, all right, well, I'm on my way to the hospital, so I'll let you know. The hospital was not very close because we're like in the mountains, we're in like kind of the middle of nowhere. So it's probably like a 20 to 30 minute drive to like the nearest hospital, which like there wasn't many. There was probably like one or two within like, I guess like a 15-mile radius. We get to the hospital, we get checked in, you know, whatever. This was probably like 8 o'clock. They run a whole bunch of tests. They do all this kind of stuff, you know, and then probably around like noon, they come back in. They're like, yeah, like we've done all your tests. You have appendicitis. I'm like, great. That's what I thought it was. Okay, this is like, you know, not that bad, whatever. They come in. They're like, yeah, so you're going to need emergency surgery. And we're like, okay, like, you know, let's do it. Let's, you know, get this stuff out of the way. Let's figure it out. They're like, yeah, we don't have any surgeons at this hospital to do it. What? So you're gonna tell me that I need emergency surgery as soon as possible, but you don't have any surgeons to do my surgery? Like that literally scared me and my mom so bad. We're like, this is like really time sensitive, because basically what can happen, so your appendix is basically like supposed to be the size of your pinky. Mine was like triple the size. If your appendix bursts, all of that like fluid and stuff will get into your stomach cavity, and they end up having to like vacuum out your stomach. So it's super, super dangerous. Like you can like actually die from this procedure. It's like that serious. So me and my mom were looking at each other. We're like, all right, so like what can we do? You know, can you get someone here? Do we need to go somewhere else? Like what, you know, what's the game plan? So they basically explained to us we can go like near Winchester or we can go to Richmond. Obviously we're from Richmond, so we ended up going to Richmond. And remind you, I'm just with my mom, so my dad was at home, so he was like trying to figure out all of that kind of stuff, because we were probably like 10 to 15 minutes away from the hospital that I was going to be at. From here to when I got to the other hospital was kind of blurry because I'd been on so much medication for the pain, but the whole car ride, I remember like I was probably just asleep because I had like, they left the IV in me. They didn't give me like any medicine or like a bag to go with it or anything, but the IV was still in me. So I'm like laying down, like trying to, you know, I'm like kind of sedated from all the meds. So I'm just like chilling. Or my mom's like freaking out. She's like, Katie, like wake up, you know, thinking I'm dead or something. And I'm just like, I'm good. I'm just trying to sleep. Leave me alone. So after that like 3-hour car ride, actually it's probably like 2, because like we were speeding. We get to the hospital. They put me in a wheelchair. They put me like in another room, whatever. My dad was there. His parents were there. My grandparents, everyone was there. And then from here, my mind, like, I don't really know like the time frames of everything, because again, like I was like on a whole bunch of medication. But basically I got to the hospital and they put me in a wheelchair. They put me in a room. And then I remember the doctor coming in, you know, asked me a whole bunch of questions, all this kind of stuff. And the surgeon that I had actually separated conjoined twins. So like if he can do that, by all means take out my, you know, appendix, you know, I trust you. So yeah, I remember him asking me a whole bunch of questions. And then I was in the other room and I remember them putting like the whole, like, what are they called? I don't even know, like a shower cap kind of that like puts all your hair back. I remember that. I remember them, you know, putting the anesthesia on me and telling me to count back from 10. And then that's about all I remember from that. This was like late Friday night. Also, I should also mention this. When I was in high school, I went to every single one of my dances. I loved homecoming. I loved prom. I loved the whole like idea of it, I guess. The only dance I did not go to was my freshman year homecoming, because I, for one, was going out of town to Luray, which I had like fought about with my mom for like weeks. I was like, I can't miss my first homecoming, like blah blah blah, like that's such a big deal. She's like, no, you're gonna go to, you know, with us on our family trip, it'll be fine, whatever. And then come to find out I can't even go to homecoming because I got my appendix out the Friday before. So it's just kind of funny. But anyway, I come out of surgery. This is probably like 9-10 o'clock at night. After I'm in my room, I remember everyone being there. I even remember my youth pastor coming and hanging out and praying for us, so that was really cool. But that was Friday night. And then Saturday, I remember just waking up, them like checking me me, doing all these tests and stuff like that. And then I think I was checked out of the hospital by like noon or something. It's a really quick recovery because they did a laparoscopic procedure, which basically means they use like tubes and kind of like suck it out basically. I'll throw up pictures now, so if you're kind of like have a weak stomach, you might just want to skip forward 10 seconds or so. Yeah, my mom was like dying to show me these pictures. I'm like awake Saturday morning. She's like, they took a whole bunch of pictures. Like, do you want to see them? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I do not want that. Like, that's so gross. But apparently my mom told me Friday, I kept asking like, can I keep it? Like, you know, can I like put it in a little jar or something? I don't even remember. I don't remember Friday. I was so like coming off of anesthesia. I don't remember. But yeah, it's kind of cool to look at. I always thought this story is really funny, but basically, you know, Saturday I went home. I missed a couple days of school, which that's a whole nother story that I could get into. Basically, I wasn't supposed to go back to school until Wednesday. Well, Tuesday we had a bomb threat and the whole school was evacuated to the bleachers for hours. You know, I didn't go to school that day because I was homesick. So Wednesday I was only going to go for half a day because I had a post-op appointment. So my mom was going to come get me like halfway through the day, so I didn't have to like sit and stand the whole day. So Wednesday we had another bomb threat. So we're stuck in the bleachers for hours and I'm like, I need to go. I need to go get my stuff checked out. I can't be sitting for this long. Like, you know, I just had a surgery 5 days ago. What is going on? So that's a whole other story I can get into. I hope you guys enjoyed this like random story. I always think it's kind of like, I don't know, I always think it's kind of funny. What kind of hospital doesn't have surgeons? Like, that's my question. I mean, I guess it happens, but like for you to tell me that I need emergency surgery and like I could like my appendix could burst, but yet I need to go somewhere to get this out, like that's the part where I just like don't understand. It's over with now. I obviously survived. 4 years later, here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Super random, not like what I normally do on my channel, but I thought this would be kind of a fun video to make. Make sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave, and comment down below if you've ever had your appendix out or like a story that you have from like the ER or something like that. And yeah, that's gonna be everything. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.